Hello everybody and welcome to my 12th HTML tutorial, and this tutorial is going to show you how to use meta tags. So some of you already know what meta tags are, but for those that don't, a meta tag is something that other websites can use to find out information about your sites. It's mainly used by search engines such as Google to kind of make a quick evaluation or display information about your website. So let's fill this in. So let's put in a meta tag. So you start off with meta, and then as an attribute put in the name of the type of meta tag you want to do. So to start off with, I'm going to put in a description, and then we put content equals, and then in our content we could just put a description about our site. So let's put HTML tutorials on meta tags. So press save, and then when we load up into a web page, you'll notice that none of that tag is showing. But if we go into develop and then go to show page source, and then you'll notice that it's in there. And if we come off this and we go onto Google and we search for something, so let's search for pies, and it comes up with a list of search results. So that meta tag is going to be, you can have whatever is in your description will come through on here. Sometimes the search engines will decide to overwrite it with something that they think is more appropriate, and quite often this ends up with kind of random descriptions that you don't really understand. So that's where they come from, or it's where they haven't filled in a description at all. So that's how you use the description. You can put in a couple of other ones. So let's say meta author equals, and then name equals author, content equals, and then you just put the author of the website. Make sure you put in end tags at the end, because otherwise they're not going to work properly. Let's just save. And then one that's been used historically is meta name equals, and then keywords. So this is what search engines used to use in order to kind of work out what was on your page. So you'd put in keywords such as, say, tutorials, HTML, etc., etc. But nowadays search engines don't really use these keywords, and so you're actually better off just leaving them out of your metadata, because if you include them, then quite often it will just treat it as spam if you put too many in and stuff, and it will actually exclude you from searches rather than include you. So my advice is not to put the keywords in. Just give yourself a description, and then let Google do the rest. Another one you can do is meta robots, and make sure you're putting them in right and not wrong that I am. So robots, and then content equals, and then you can put no follow, no index. And what these will do is they will stop search engines from indexing or following links on your page, so it won't actually include them in search results. So this is useful when you're developing, or if there's something that you don't actually want people to find on their search results. If you want to do it the opposite way around, say you want it to follow the links, but you don't want it to index, then put follow in there. Or the same as if you want it to index but not to follow onto the other links in your website, then put index. but that's a useful one. What's important to remember is not to put them in at kind of the top of your website and then forget that they're there, because then your website is never actually going to come up on your search results and then you won't get any hits. So that's it for meta tags, and that's also pretty much it for HTML. You might be thinking, well, I don't really know how to make a website yet, and that's right, because there's a few different languages you're going to use and incorporate into your websites. So in the next tutorial we're going to introduce you to CSS, which is going to be how you style your website, how you format your website, and how you do all the layout of the website. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. Thanks for listening, and then I hope to catch you in the next tutorial.